right, welcome back. Episode 5, keep it a buck. Let's get a hand clap real quick. Yes. Hey, appreciate y'all returning. As promised, we got a special guest in the building. Y'all thought it was gonna be me and Josh and knowing y'all all this time. We're not gonna do that to y'all. We have a special guest today. This guest comes from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of DeSoto, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Small town, so we know that small town feel. Y'all just heard it last episode. So you know what it is with us. And so this comic is on the rise. I'm not gonna disrespect him like that. He's not on the rise, he's here. All right, he's in the mix.
I'm still rising.
Still rising?
Okay.
Okay. I ain't gonna disrespect, now let it straighten me, always. Keep me corrected. Keep me corrected. But on the rise and here, and truly a great personality, man. And you're gonna be hearing more of him. He's definitely on tour, and it's gonna be in cities near you. Definitely check out the 85 South Show website to check out his dates and cities that he'll be in. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Whitehead. All right. Hey, push it up, man. Another round, man. Another round. Clap it up.
Welcome. Appreciate the invite. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Welcome to the state.
I'm in Florida quite often. As a matter of fact, I was just in Jacksonville like 3 weeks ago at the Comedy Zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I saw some pictures. My brother go there a lot. I saw some pictures.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was dope. I always have a good time in Jacksonville.
Fire.
Yeah. I always have a good time.
Y'all hear that? We always have a good time in Jacksonville. Y'all come back.
I always have a good time in Jacksonville. I sell out every time I come to Jacksonville. So
that's love. That's love.
Yeah.
So coming from DeSoto, Georgia, small town.
Yes, sir.
Right? Small town. Now you're in Atlanta, Georgia. So start us off with, small town guy, big city vibe now. What's that transition been like to go from the country? Is DeSoto the country?
Very much.
Yeah.
How small is DeSoto, first of all? Is it a...
It's very small. All right. When I left, it was only like 800 people there.
Okay, y'all got us beat.
Hold on. We got 500 people.
500
you got 800 people. What's up with these small country towns, man?
Country living, boy.
Yes. We got it's still like dirt roads.
Yes, sir.
Technically, DeSoto don't have a police.
Wow.
We have, if something go on, we have to call the county sheriff. So we gotta, if it's not one in the area, you gotta wait 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
So y'all set your own rules out there, basically.
I mean, they still run shit, but you just gotta, you got a little time to get away before they get.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But super small, everybody know each other. But it's a city where it's also a lot of love. You got your bullshit just like any other, city, but it's what made me who I am. It's just like it's just like any other small town. You got your churches, you got your hood spots, but the small town I'm from is very family oriented.
Right.
Everybody is how can I say this? I won't say everybody's related to each other because you got one family that damn near just take over the whole
thing.
city.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But my family is just this small family inside of this city that's basically everybody related to each other.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So when you went to Atlanta 2012, right?
Yeah,
when you went to Atlanta in 2012, DeSoto made you who you are. You had to take some things, right? From DeSoto to Atlanta.
Right.
But then you also had to leave some things back home. What did you have to bring with you to make the trip a success and make it efficient? And then what did you have to leave back home and you couldn't bring with you?
I left everything that I didn't learn at home with my parents.
Okay. Break it down for me if you don't mind.
Like,
I like that answer.
it's just the way of life. It's just the way they taught me to move. It's like, I knew I was going to a place where I didn't know anybody, nobody knew me. I didn't know the way of life in that area, just based off of what I heard. So, I just went, respecting everybody, staying out of the way, only going where I was supposed to be going at that time. It's things I did learn. Well, I have to take that back because I would be remiss if I didn't say, stuff that I learned in the streets. Like, you know, just how to navigate, you know, just
Right.
knowing how to, you know, keep your eye, you know,
Right.
stuff like that.
For
But
sure,
just
yeah.
for the main part, just I knew what I was going for, so I had to, you know, just go and stay focused and just remember, you know, like just believing what my parents told me that I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Just stay
Y'all heard
focused.
that.
I can do it. Just, you know, keeping my faith in God, that was number one, my relationship with God. And that was something that my grandma, my mama, and my dad, they all taught me. Just, you know, have faith in God, have a relationship with Him, and still do the work. Because you can believe all you want to,
Absolutely.
but if you don't do it, ain't
Gotta
nothing
put the
gonna
work
happen.
in.
You
Gotta
know what I'm
apply
saying?
it.
Gotta
Right.
do it.
Right.
So it was just one of those things. And then I had a lot on me when I first moved to Atlanta because I was just getting over some legal stuff. So it was like every time I tried to go get a job, that would come up. So I would get discouraged a lot, and just again, just, you know, just stuff that they would tell me, just, you know, had to replay in my mind, like, you know, keep going, you know, it's not gonna always be easy, you know, stuff like that. But I had to leave people back at home too. That was another thing.
Right.
You can't take everybody with you.
Damn sure can.
Family and friends?
Damn sure can.
Both of them.
Can't bring them all.
And I've tried with family and friends. I've tried to, you know, bring certain people to Atlanta because it's like a 2.5, 3 hour difference. So but it's still a different world.
Yeah, different place.
It's
yeah.
a
That's
different
what it is.
world.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So it's just Atlanta is still just Atlanta opportunity. No matter what you want to do, it's like even if you're not trying to be, you know, what I'm trying to do. Anything that you want to do, coming from where I'm from, is the Atlanta opportunity. So, you know, I've tried to provide that same opportunity to certain people that just, you know, some people don't want it. You know, some people just
Ain't meant for it.
You know, they just,
right.
you know, but some people do what I did. They get that opportunity and run with it because I didn't have family in Atlanta when I moved.
You by yourself?
No, I went, one of my closest friends, my homeboy, like my brother, his mama had moved to Atlanta, but he didn't go. He was staying at home with his girlfriend because he was waiting on her to graduate college. So I just went with her, like, fuck it, I'm gone. Because I know if I stay home, I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do.
Right.
So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gone. And I went. And that was like the first time I've ever been away from home and just staying with people who I wasn't just blood related to. And it was real different. But again, I just had to keep in my head, you know, the prize, you know, and I'm glad I did.
So let me ask you this. Coming from a small town, and we talk a lot on this show about life transitions, the harsh reality. What motivated you to keep going? Was it anybody that inspired you? Was it something that you felt like, I want to get out, never come back type of thing? What got you over that hump?
That, but man, it was something in me that always, for one, that always just told me it was bigger. It was more for me. My mom and dad used to tell me all the time that I wanted more than they could give me. They just thought I was never appreciative, but I just always dreamed big and I just wanted more.
Right.
But I know I just something in me, I couldn't settle for the bare minimum. Like I was never gonna be happy or comfortable until I got what I really wanted.
Right.
But a part of what I really wanted was to take care of my mom and my dad and my family. It was like, because they never wanted much.
Right.
Like they gave so much to
Country
me and my
folk dope.
siblings. Yeah.
Country
Yeah.
folk dope.
Like, you know what my daddy wanted? My whole life, I've heard my daddy say he wanted a ride mower,
Right.
a Rolex, and a Range Rover.
That's it.
He got his own ride mower.
Right.
You know, the country nigga, they
We got that. You gotta have that. A lot of land out there.
Right. He done upgraded and got the one to do this shit here. I don't know what it is because I don't know New York no more. But that Range Rover and that Rolex, I gotta get it for him.
Coming. It's
Nice.
coming.
He gonna get it before I even get mine. That's just how
That's the
important it is to
motivation,
me.
right there.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it, motivation.
My mama, all she ever wanted was a two-door Benz and a drop top. She was a teacher for like 20-something years, and then she was a principal for like 13 years.
Nice.
But you know, she gave so much to me and my siblings, she could never go and get it for herself.
Ooh.
So it'll be real selfish of me to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, putting that.
Because I'm here because of them. It's like
Absolutely.
they gave me, you know, they gave me life and they taught me everything I know. My daddy introduced me to comedy. My mama paid my bills when I first moved to Atlanta. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Got to help. Like,
that's the motivation.
I literally told him in one of the episodes, and we talk about it all the time, especially with country folks, you have a sense of everybody wants to, as soon as you make it to the league, as soon as you make it big, you want to go and get grandma like this 8-bedroom house, 5 bathroom, and you don't realize grandma don't want all that.
Yeah. But you know what? You're right. But see, the blessing for me is, like, I didn't come from a rich family, but everybody good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my grandma had 10 kids, and the way she raised them, the way my grandparents raised the kids, like, everybody was good. Like, 3 of my uncles have, like, several properties, like, they're in the real estate. One of my uncles worked at the Pentagon. My mama was, I told you, a school teacher, principal. I have another uncle who's a coach. That's just, like, all of them own their own businesses.
Nice.
So it's just like, she was well taken care of. Like, she didn't have to want for nothing. Like, it's coming up on the year that she died. She was 101 years old. So she didn't want for nothing at all. Like, if they would have cut her check off, she wouldn't have, like, she was good.
So everything cherry on top.
So it was like, if I could have done anything for her, it was just to go and do good, because she didn't need nothing. She didn't want nothing.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Now, my mom and dad, on the other hand, they want me to do good, but goddamn it, we need a little something. We need a kickback. We need a kickback.
Speaking of your mom and dad, I saw you talking on the podcast about how hard your dad was on you.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that and how that played a huge impact on your life?
Yeah, because, you know, when it happened, I was like, man, I hate this nigga. Like, I hated him growing up. I hated him.
You couldn't understand it, huh?
I didn't understand it, but I didn't have a relationship with God neither, because if you have a relationship with God, you'll know that he don't make no mistake, and honor thy father, honor thy, you know what I'm saying, thy mother. So you got to know whatever kind of father or whatever kind of mother he gave you that person for a reason.
Absolutely.
So if you use it, instead of just letting it beat you up and turn you into a sour-ass person, you use it for the best. You use it for the good. Like, my daddy was as mean as he was, but I understood why. He come from a fucked up home. The only love that he ever got was the Marine Corps. So that nigga ain't gonna be too damn nice.
Right.
So, but at the end of the day, he introduced me to comedy. I wouldn't have known nothing about comedy if it weren't for my dad. Like, he had to go away for a little while. He was a police officer doing crazy shit.
Right.
Got arrested. He had to go away for a while, so I spent a lot of time with my grandma. She introduced me to shows like Mr. Bean and Sanford. Instead, not Sanford and Son, because it's two different shows.
Right.
So she introduced me to Sanford. I never knew it was a Sanford and Son. So my daddy came home. I think he wanted to be a comedian low key, because he in love with comedy. Like, he's in love with comedy. So he would watch all of the Dolomites and all of the old Red Fox and Richard Pryor and show me all of the old Eddie Murphy movies, because the only Eddie Murphy movies that I knew about before he came home was Beverly Hills Cops 3, Golden Child, and Coming to America. So he'll put me on 48 Hours, another 48 Hours, Trading Places and stuff like that. So he the one that really introduced me to comedy and really just, I guess, fed that need for it that I had. So again, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I needed him to be just that mean, because where we're from, if you don't have that, you don't have structure in the home and somebody who give a damn, you're gonna stray away. And I could have easily went another way, and not giving my brother, I got an older brother who, you know, I'm not giving him no type of slack at all, because he's the most brilliant person I've ever met in my life. Like, the smartest person I've met in my life. I've never seen nothing he can't do. But he chose to, you know, do shit in the street, and now he's in prison.
Right.
But that's not my daddy's son. My mom had a son
before
they met. Yeah, my mom and my daddy both had one child before they met.
Gotcha.
So so it's like, if he would have had that same structure and that same guidance from my daddy, he would have been, ain't no telling what. And like I said, I just owe that all to my daddy, because, bro, my daddy was on me so much, I wasn't scared of the police until I started selling crack. I was scared of my dad. You tell me the police, bro.
Hold on, stop.
I can see that.
All right.
You weren't scared of the police. You was more scared of your
Call the police. Don't call my dad.
Shut up, bro.
Bro, that's
What I
some
just
real
told
shit.
you. What I just told you. Last week, I literally just told a story, dog.
I'm gonna send y'all a picture of my daddy so you can insert it in the clip.
Please do. Please, I gotta see this. I gotta see
Bruh,
this.
I
promise you.
can attest to
gotta
that.
see
I
that.
just had a story
Man.
last episode. Hey, look, my daddy said don't come in the house
I'm telling
after
you.
1 o'clock.
Oh,
And-
it wasn't,
and-
but
and
see,
stay the night at
that's a
somebody's house.
luxury. That's a luxury because we weren't able to go nowhere. So
Y'all
that's
was on
but I
lockdown.
appreciate that because
Yeah.
now I don't have a need to go out and do much. Like
Right.
I'm a homebody. I go to work and I go home.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get caught up in too many places I'm supposed to be at.
Right.
I don't party. I don't go to clubs because he didn't allow that growing up, so I don't have a need for it.
Right.
I just like spending time with people I love
Right.
and going to work because that's all I was ever able to do.
How do you avoid that though? When you kind of in the limelight, because man, you traveling the world right now.
Right.
But I mean, that's why when I hear people say they get caught up and shit, that you wanted to be there because I don't have to be
This
there.
is a mix of both.
You know what I'm saying? I've been places where people go and I'd be like, nah, that ain't for me. You know what I'm saying?
good.
You know, I ain't gonna speak about it on camera because I don't even want to go there. But I've been places where I seen, that don't look right
So
to me.
no Diddy parties. No Diddy parties.
I've been to several. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it. But that's not what I'm talking about. though,
Okay,
because
talk to me.
on some real shit.
Talk
Though, you
to
know,
me.
people they joking or whatever, but I've never seen no weird shit at birthday parties. Like
Really?
never. Maybe I didn't get invited to that shit. You know, maybe they know who to bring around, but I've never seen no weird shit at birthday parties. Like,
Hey.
and it's never been too many intimate moments neither. So maybe that's why. Because there's always been hundreds of people there when I was
Right.
Like it's, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been nowhere where it was just probably 10, 15 of us in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The closest I ever got to a moment like that was the night that he gave me the bad boy coat after the I think it was the hip hop awards that they had in Atlanta. And it was outside of I think they had it at the Civic Center or somewhere in Atlanta or whatever. And when the show was over with, you know what I'm saying, everybody was headed back to the car, but maybe just the people that maybe flew with him was out there or whatever. And
Right.
then, I got my coat and that was it. But I didn't see no weird people hanging around there. I ain't see nobody that didn't want to be there then. But again, I'm not discrediting nobody's story because I didn't see shit.
Right.
So whatever they say, that's them. But I didn't see no weird shit.
Give it a buck. Right.
All
right.
I had was a good time, and I went home. I don't.
Okay.
Ain't nobody bothered me. Ain't nobody offered me shit.
When in doubt, go home.
Yeah, I have to go home because I start feeling again. I don't party, so I start
Right.
feeling left out. Like you go to, and that's any party, not even just his party. It's any party. Like I go to, everybody's having a good time, and I'm sitting there looking like a security guard or a lame because I don't party. I don't know what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I drink very little, so I know ain't nobody gonna drug me. You know what I'm saying?
So I gotta ask you this bit. Part of not partying, is that because you come from a town of only about 800 something people?
No,
Is
because
it
they
club, no
fucking party.
So there's a difference.
They go hole in the walls.
What party
they
is
do
that though out there in the country?
But they get together and do their thing. Like they go to, man, you can go to a double wide trailer and they'll be having fun.
Pull them
Or they'll
cars
turn
up next to each other,
or
get
they
the
turn
cups
old
out, turn the music
cafes,
on.
old
Yeah.
cafes and old restaurants. They turn them into nightclubs and stuff. They party. I just don't. I don't like it.
Ain't your thing.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
So when you talked about, your dad is still in that in you, I do this a lot because I got a 14-year-old and a 4-year-old. I go back to my mom and daddy right now. I call them randomly and be like, thank you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
tell them
saying?
all
Like,
the time.
you do that too?
I text my mama and daddy all the time and tell them how much I appreciate them for
Yeah.
being hard on me but I tell them, I more so just tell them I appreciate them for one, supporting my dream because with them being who they were and the path they chose in life, and then, coming from a country town and you saying you want to be a comedian, yeah, right.
Right.
You better go get a trade or go to the military. They didn't do that. It was just like, all right. Because my mama graduated college several times. Like she was working on her doctorate before she just said, you know what, I'm done with this shit.
Mama be working,
Mama was
bro.
getting to it,
Mama
boy.
getting
Yeah, she
to
was
it
just
for
like,
real.
you know what, I'm done with this shit.
Hey man, shout out to your mama.
Yeah,
dog.
for real, dog.
That's a queen right there.
wild.
Dog. Shout out to your mama,
extra
dog.
shout out to her because it's breast cancer awareness month, and she's 1 year, breast cancer survivor. So,
Oh, man.
Hey,
yeah,
man,
you know,
dog.
I'm
It's
gonna be
amazing.
walking around
Hey, man.
doing a few relays or whatever this month. with breast cancer. Just it's near and dear to me now.
Nah,
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
But yeah, no, I text them all the time, just tell them thank you for just supporting me
Right.
and teaching me everything they taught me, because it's people that even people that I'm close to, I just watch how much freedom they had, and that I don't know if it just killed the hunger in them. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
that hunger is just a beast stayed inside of me that I couldn't let out until I got to a certain age. But a lot of friends and a lot of my peers, they were able to just be free and do what they wanted to do growing up. So I think it's just like they just settled in life. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
they just had so much fun and freedom as a child. And I'm not you raise your child how you want to do, but I'm just saying this is me. Like this is what I feel. It's just like I feel like I was just held in so much, and when it was time for me to excel, it was like God just put me in the right place for me to blossom in, because I just stayed above so fucking long, and it was time for me to blossom. It was just like, I'm gonna let you blossom, but I'm gonna put you in the right garden.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a few
Right.
weeds, but he pick them out for me.
I tell you what, you going to Atlanta in 2012, you said your mama paid your bills when you first got there.
Because
It's got to be easy for her to do it because you didn't party and you don't go out like that, so she knows that, baby boy, focus. You know what I mean? Was it like that? Did she ever, give a sentiment like, hey, I helped you with that? Not just because I love you, but because I know you don't go out and party and waste time and all of that.
It wasn't, she never said that. It's probably was easier for her to do it because she already knew that. But she didn't want me back home because of the charges I had just beat before I left.
Gotcha.
So it was just like, if this is what I got to do to keep you up there, and I believe in you. That's one thing. Because if she didn't believe in me, she probably would have been like,
Facts. That's
if
big.
you can't find no job, you bring your ass on back home.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And then coming from where I come from, rent is only a fraction of what it is in Atlanta. So my rent was more than her mortgage at home. So like,
wild.
you know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, it's like my prayers are, I pray for a lot, but I just pray that God allow my parents to stick around long enough for me to show them I appreciate them. I've told you several times, but let me give you something you want.
That
Like
Range
even if
Rover
my daddy
and that
can't
Rover.
drive that Range Rover, goddamn it, I want him to be able to sit
Right.
in the back and somebody drive him in it
Right.
as he is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I want that so bad. So that's why you see an Apple Watch on my arm, because I'm saving for his Rolex. I can buy me a Rolex. You
Come
know
on,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Talking.
I can leave this weekend and go buy me a Rolex.
Come
But
on,
it's
man.
more important to do that for my dad.
Come on, man.
talking.
That's love.
So, yeah,
That's love.
I'ma do that for him.
So we walk from DeSoto, we walk from the meaningful entities in your life getting to Atlanta, and now it's time to do comedy, right?
Right.
It's time to go on. You said you didn't want to do comedy initially, or you never thought you would. What triggered that? Who or what triggered that to where it was like, okay, this is something that my boys told me I could do, and then this is something that now I can go get a check and a couple checks.
Well, to be honest, I told my boys. All right, I've always been in love with comedy my whole life. It was just something me and my dad had bonded on. But I didn't really just start to get obsessed with it until like high school. And it was like my senior year, that's when I want to say Cat Williams dropped Pimp Chronicles 1 and Mike Epps had dropped Inappropriate Behavior. And I had already been a fan of other specials out. Of course, Kings of Comedy, Martin, You So Crazy. Walter Latham had a lot of stuff out that he would put comedians on together, and I was a fan of. But it still wasn't in my mind that I wanted to do comedy. I just know I had this. When it came to it, I was insatiable, bro. It's like you couldn't satisfy me with the shit. I just was obsessed with it. So I never forget. I was and people say I say this shit all the time, but bro, I was actually laying on my bed one day and I was staying with my grandma, and it was just a voice said to me, "That's what you're supposed to be doing." And I'm like, "What?" And I'm looking around, I look at TV, and again, I had Mike Epps' DVD playing in the DVD player. It was Inappropriate Behavior. So I'm like, man, but I knew who the voice was because there wasn't nobody in the room with me. Like, but at the same time, the relationship that me and God got, we go back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Like, we go back and forth a lot because it's just, I don't believe I'm worthy of a lot of stuff that he tries to give me. So I just be like, not because I've done anything bad, it's just like, why me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been through all of this I've been through hell. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I do deserve some good shit now. But I still have those incredulous moments where I'm just like, really? Like, this is real?
You think sometimes it's gonna just like, you know, God forbid, it's gonna like go away or like,
I don't even know if it's
like
gonna
shake and
go
wake
away.
up or something?
But not even just so much if it's gonna go away. It's just like, for me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just how it be. But I just, I don't know.
I feel that though. I feel that.
Yeah, I have those moments where I can't believe that it's actually happening. So
That's what's up, man.
You know, it's crazy you say that, man. I remember my rookie year, you know, when I was drafted to Jacksonville. And this was the first time in my life I played overseas. I had a game in London, right? That's when they started doing international games. And I'm here getting ready about 2 days before the game, and I'm like, damn, I'm playing a damn game outside the country. Like, you see what I'm saying? This mean a lot. And it was like that moment that hit me like, damn, bro, like, God blessed me and put me in this position to really flourish. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to have your people surrounded by you, man, and people watching, it's just kind of
amazing.
an amazing feeling to be a part of that, where you question, why me, right?
Right.
Why
And
God give me this? Why he put me in this position?
And I just wanted to know, like, why me? Like, I don't like attention. I don't want to be in front of people. So when that voice came to me, I brushed it off. No lie, I brushed it off. But I ain't gonna tell you no lie. It was still in the back of my mind, like,
What's that?
you a comedian? Like, I started imagining myself. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I started picturing myself doing it, but I was like, nah. And then I was doing other stuff in the street, so you know, I did.
One foot in, one
Yeah,
foot out.
Yeah. Ain't like that completely.
Other stuff had my interest. So my little brother, he's dead now. He died in a motorcycle accident. He was the first person I told. We were sitting outside smoking one day, and I looked at him. I said, "Bruh, I think I want to be a comedian." And he looked at me, and then he turned his head. He always had some stupid ass rebuttal. He just never took nothing serious. And then at that moment, I was wondering why I even told him. And he looked back at me. He was like, "That's for you.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do." And I was like, "For real?" And then he was like, "No, bro, dead ass serious." He said, Why you think I just hang around you so much? Because we were not blood brothers. So he's like, "Why you think I hang around you so much?" He said, "Bro, you just make me laugh without even trying." And he was the first person to ever tell me my facial reaction and my expressions were just funny to him. And he used to piss me off and just say stupid shit all the time just to make me react, and I never knew that. So, until that night, and he told me that. So, after he said that, I'm like, okay, all right, maybe this is something that I should even tell a few more people. So I started to tell more people just to get a reaction. Still never putting nothing toward it, because I'm in this city that don't support comedy at all. Like, it's nothing, no comedy, ain't no open mic, it's nothing. You gotta go to Atlanta. Or Macon or Columbus, but at that moment, I didn't know that then. I thought it was straight Atlanta. So, I started to speak about it more on Facebook and MySpace, because that's what was hot at that moment. So, other people would be like, okay, cool. You can post statuses or whatever and post stuff, and then people would find it funny, and then people just start to gravitate to me. So I was like, okay. And then I would put videos on YouTube and post a link on Facebook, and then it would grow a little bit. People would start fucking. So at this moment, I got at least 60 to 75% of my hometown, like my whole county behind me now. Not just the 800 people, but just the whole county.
Right.
So now everybody's kind of looking at me as, oh, the funny guy, or you know, the dude who wants to be a comedian. But still, I'm still making money out here in the street. Never thought to do it. So I ended up getting in trouble. And it was at that moment, you know, even though I was still in the street doing what I was doing, I still had a relationship with God. Like, it may sound crazy, but I still had a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, you get caught up in shit. First thing you do, God, help me.
Big prayer.
Big prayer,
huh? That's what we call it in the most, man.
Yeah, you know, I need your Father.
And be dead serious too.
Be dead serious.
Right, ain't called on them in 3 weeks, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
That same voice that I told y'all that I heard laying across my bed, it came back to me.
Yeah.
Like, while I'm laying in the bed in jail, like, because they didn't give me a bond at first because I had aggravated assault on police officers. That's another story. But I ended up getting one like the next couple days I went to court. But in between that, I'm sitting in there and I'm like, man, am I really about to miss Christmas over some bullshit? Like, I didn't even do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So later on that night, probably about 2 hours later after, you know, I'm trying to go to sleep with all these lights just like this on in the damn jail right above you, and I'm trying to go to sleep. It's just like that same voice came back to me, and he was like, you learn your lesson? You gonna go and do what I told you to do? You gonna go and do what I want you to do? You wanna be a dope boy, I can leave you in here. These are the words verbatim. Me and God talk just like this, I swear to God.
Yeah.
You gonna go and do what I told you to do, or you wanna live like a dope boy? This is how a dope boy live. This the dope boy mansion, or do you wanna go to the one I got prepared for you?
It's crazy.
So I was like, you get me out of here, I go and do just what you want me to do. So that was like it was like a Tuesday. I ended up getting a bond like a Thursday. I got the bond like that Thursday. Wednesday or that Thursday. I got out right before Christmas. So that was 2011. That was December 2011. I ended up going to court July 2012. I beat the charges and got the fuck on. I beat them.
That was it?
Yeah, I beat them. I beat all except for two, which was attempted to elude an obstruction of officer, because they couldn't tell whether I was lying or whether the police were lying. And that's neither here nor there. But anyway, the court has spoken. Right. And yeah, so we did that.
Right.
And I moved to Atlanta. I beat the charges July of 2012. And I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I started fucking back around. Because I felt like I needed some money to move to Atlanta.
Right.
And I got caught up again.
Wait, mama ain't tell you she was gonna help you out? When
What?
she helped you out in Atlanta, she didn't tell you she was gonna help you out. So you thought you had to get your own.
when I was out there doing that, I didn't want her help. Because I knew I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If anything, I'd help you. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I knew what I was doing, so I know I better have a way out in case I get caught up. You know, and I thought I did, but my charge was so extensive that they had to put property to get me out. So the little money I did have, you know, that wasn't gonna. Yeah, it was nothing because I had charges.
So Justin, keep it a buck with us. What was going on during that time to where you had one strike, and then you damn near went back again? Like what was going on?
I just felt like I needed money to move to Atlanta. Like, all right, I'm gonna move now. I don't want to do this no more, but I feel like this is the only way I can just get me some quick money so I can go. And on a humbug, on some bullshit one day, I was going to visit my cousin, and he wasn't home at the time. So he lived in this apartment complex. So I figured that, all right, I beat you home. I just wait in the parking lot till you get here. Mm-hmm. His girlfriend was home, but you know how we are. We're not gonna go and just sit up in the crib with them, and you know what I'm saying, and they ain't home. So it's just like, you know, I'll wait till you get here. Well, it had been a string of burglaries in the neighborhood or whatever, so the police was riding around doing, you know, spot checks or whatever, just routine area beats. And he saw me sitting in my car. So I saw him, and I'm sitting on the phone with my brother. He saw me, he go on about his business. I'm thinking that's it. Maybe 10 seconds later, he back up. Come all the way back up. This time, he blocks my car in. We face to face.
Right.
So I'm on the phone with my brother. I'm like, man, this motherfucker done came and blocked me. And he said, with the police? I'm like, yeah. So I said, let me call you back. He like, no, leave me on speakerphone so I can hear what's going on. So I put the phone down. He come up to the car. He was like, hey, I see you sitting in your car. And I'm like, is that a crime?
Right.
And then he was like, no, you know, we've been having a string of burglaries or whatever, so I just wanted to make sure everything was good. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You want me to read my tag number off or whatever? So at this moment, he see my gun sitting between my seat. So he like, I'm trying to think, he say, he said something like, step out of the car, let me get the gun or whatever for my safety. But at this moment, I knew I had dope in the car. I don't want you in the car. So I did some stupid shit. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. God was with me. I reached for the gun.
Keep it a buck. God was with me.
Oh, no.
He said God was with me.
Gave him the gun. Yeah. And when I gave him the gun, he kept my hand and pulled me on out of the damn car.
Yeah.
So he put me in handcuffs, but still, he didn't search me.
Right.
I had this gun, the small gun I have on me now, I had it on me, behind me. He never searched me. So he got me in handcuffs with my hand right here behind my back where my gun is. But this other gun between my seat, he got it. When I gave it to him, he took it and put it somewhere. So he put me in handcuffs and I'm standing outside. So at this moment, I told you my cousin girlfriend was still in the house. She see what's going on because now he done turn on his lights and every damn thing.
Right.
So she come
Dramatic out
outside,
there now.
because she see the lights. So she thinking maybe the police done follow my cousin, which is her boyfriend, home or some shit like that. So she come outside and sees me. So she called him and tell him, you know, what's going on or whatever. So he tell her to come and check on me. Now, I don't know if I can say the rest of this on the camera, but you know what I'm saying?
I mean, keep it a buck, man. What's going on? You shoot your shit, man.
I don't want to involve
If it's anything that's going to be illegal, shit, then don't. What's talking about?
I don't want to involve nobody else.
We'll leave it out. We'll leave it out. We'll leave it out.
She saved my life. I'll say that. I'll tell y'all when it's over with. But yeah,
Cool.
she saved my life. And at that moment, I knew then, I'm done. I ain't need to hear that voice no more. I heard it going home.
Yeah. Right.
He came back to me. But I didn't need to hear it no more because I knew then, like, I'm playing with fire.
Yeah,
So
100%.
on my mama, when I got home, the last little bit of dope that I had left, I had a guy who smoked standing next door to my grandma. I gave him all of it.
Just gave it to him.
Gave him all of it. It was November 4th, 2012. November 6th, 2012, I was gone.
Out of there.
I didn't play no more. Like you had, and it wasn't much. It was a lot to him, but to people who sell, it was maybe $150 worth. When I gave it to him, he was like,
No.
"What the hell wrong with you?" I was like, "Bro, I'm done." I put it in his hand. I said, "Look, don't kill yourself." And he opened it. He said, "What this for?" I said, "It's for you. I'm done."
He heard that voice too. He had his own voice.
Yeah, Brillo had. Yeah. And I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I went in. I rolled up me a blunt and I called my godmama. And that's who I moved with to Atlanta, my homeboy mama. I moved up there with her. I rolled me a blunt when I sat and called. I was like, that invitation still, you know, open. And shit, while I'm sitting out there smoking, I see 3-4 women that smoke crack walking to his house, going over there. I was like, yeah, he finna party for the rest of the night, boy. But yeah, that was it, November 6, 2012. But I ended up stepping on stage before I moved to Atlanta though.
Okay, what was that?
It was at home. They threw a show. They made me do comedy. Everybody just wanted to see me do it. They wanted to see if I can do it.
Right.
Yeah, they made me do it. So it was like, I got arrested December 2011. April 2012 was the first time I stepped on stage. April 7, 2012. So they had a comedy show in my hometown. They got K-Dub from Atlanta to come do the show at home. That's how I ended up meeting K-Dub before I even moved to Atlanta.
Nice.
So they were like,
Nice.
you keep talking about you gonna do comedy, you keep talking about you gonna do comedy, we're gonna throw a show, and we're gonna see if you gonna do it. So I'm the type of person, you ain't gonna punk me.
Right.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Yeah, like, you ain't gonna punk me. So,
talked about
okay,
that too.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
gonna do it. Let's do it.
At
Even
all.
if I feel like I'm gonna lose, you're not gonna punk me.
At all.
So I'm like, yeah, we gonna do it. Man, I wrote up some bullshit I'll never forget. And I looked at that, I was like, this is not gonna fly. Balled it up. So
You ain't
something
hear that
said,
voice?
yeah, something said, just go to YouTube and look at every comedian you've ever liked. Like if they got a documentary or an interview where they talking about what inspired them to write.
Right.
And all of them that says what makes them write and what inspired them is just being relatable, telling their story. So from that moment on, I was like, I'll never write another joke. I'll write topics. And K-Dub told me, you can sit there and write all day, but until you get on stage, that's when you really write.
Yeah, different.
So I would write topics, and I would never just write nothing down, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless it was just a really good joke and I was somewhere that I couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, my jokes hit me when I really like in the oddest places. I'll be in the shower, I'll be driving, or I'll be doing something that I really can't stop and do. Like I used to have a call center job. And I would you can't have no phone or none of that. So a joke would come to me and I would take a legal pad and I would just sit there and write it out like I'm performing in my head. And I would be scribbling so much so I can keep it in, you know what I'm saying, keep it just like
While
that.
you're on the job.
Yep, while I'm on the job. But yeah, it was, I did a show before I moved to Atlanta. It was April 7, 2012. And I beat the charges in July. They came back and did another show in October because now they saw the neighborhood was paying to see me. So it was like, cool, we'll throw another show, make some more money. I ain't get paid for neither one of the motherfuckers.
On the house.
On the house. I ain't know nothing about the shit. Just I want to do it. I know people like me now.
No money.
I want to go up here and
damn.
get this love again.
Right.
And so they had K-Dub come back and do another show in October of 2012. And K-Dub was like, all right, man, I told you bring your ass on to Atlanta now. And I ended up getting that little riff-raff again. Because I was still, doing my thing. I got a little riff-raff. And that was it. I was like, that was over with.
So your transitions is something else, and I want to get into the comedy Atlanta because I really do appreciate. I didn't know you was gonna give that much background, and the reason I know your transition mean a lot to you is because you have dated everything.
Oh yeah.
October. I know now. On November 4th, you were clear. November 6th, you were out of there. 2012.
No, I still like all of that shit. Yeah, it just.
And I know your transition means something to you. I'm sure Josh now I can come up with some dates where
Absolutely.
when you going from from the Ish House to the Penthouse, you know what them dates that meant something. Even though you ain't get paid. That show is probably the most memorable show you got, if not one of them.
Yeah, it is. That's probably the only show I ever remember the date of.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. So now you in comedy. Now you in Atlanta. It's go time.
Yeah.
It's go time. Now, what has happened from the time you got into Atlanta and you on the straight and narrow to the time where now you're sitting here with us? Like, how has that transition been? From ground zero is November 6, 2012, and now to right now.
Well, when I first moved, I was just trying to stay there for one. Trying to find a job. I had those charges on me, so I didn't get convicted of them, but people don't know you have a conviction and you have an arrest record.
Right.
They can still see what you were arrested for, whether you were convicted or not. So it's still one and the same. So you know what I'm saying?
They can still look you up.
People see you got arrested for possession of cocaine or aggravated assault on police officer, shit like that. They don't want to be associated with you. So I couldn't get a job for nothing. And I had given my teen years and my youth years to the streets. I didn't have no trade. I ain't had no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no degree or nothing like that. So it was like, it was on certain jobs I can apply for anyway. But they didn't want to be associated with me.
Right.
So it was like trying to find a job. I ended up getting, my very first job in Atlanta was standing in Walmart asking people if they had DirecTV. And I might have gave that shit 2 days.
I applied for one of those.
Oh boy.
I applied for one of those.
You did?
I almost took it.
I applied for it and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. When they told me that what it was, I was like, what the fuck? Stop. This why you gave it to me so fast. But
No job interview. Big
oh
Hunt,
my
take
God,
it.
yeah.
Giving jobs
they just
away.
want to I had some damn dress shoes. I was like, oh my God. Dress shoes and a ride to work.
You good. That's all we need.
So I did that for like 2 days. I was like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna keep doing this shit. So
2 days.
yeah. And then it was like, again, I'm not from Atlanta, so I didn't know that you can be in one city and be 45 minutes away from a whole nother city that you think is Atlanta still, because I didn't know it was a such thing as Lawrenceville, Duluth, Alpharetta, and all of that. I'm thinking it's just Atlanta. I didn't know about all of this shit. So I get there and then, trying to figure out what cities you even look for a job and what radius and all of that. But it took me a little while. Now I ended up getting a security job. I got a security job, and that's what really kept me in Atlanta when I got that job.
Right.
What was you doing security at?
It was I was at a spot called PPG where they did paint and glass. I was there for a little while, and then they promoted me to this damn parking lot on Old Nat, and I don't know for the life of me
They
how
promoted
I
you
ended
for
up there.
security to a parking lot.
Yes.
Like, they did.
Yes.
Okay. You had a booth like that too?
No, I had a golf cart.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, you're getting around. 15 miles per hour. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, you know, I worked that until I couldn't do it no more because I felt like it was a threat to my life at this point. You know, I see people getting shot and stuff like that, and then y'all don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't care about me. So it's like, all right, cool. This is not what I'm here for anyway. So I ended up leaving that job, and I started doing some like brand ambassador work, you know, just enough to kind of sort of keep me afloat, but I still had to get some help from my mama. And it wasn't until like 2017 where like I got my first big check then, like 9,000. It was 9,200. I never forget what it was, 9,200. And I never looked back from that moment. It was like, that inspired me to always want to keep something going. You know what I'm saying? Like I got that first check, and then that just made me hungry. Like, man, I don't want these peanuts no more. I got to do what I got to do to keep, you know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
And just that alone afforded me the opportunity to not have to go and do a 9 to 5, and I can go and do comedy. So now I can stay out all night and do comedy. You know what I'm saying? I can hit these open mic nights and spots like that. And that's, you know, it worked. It helped me got my time up on stage. I didn't become who I am and be able to sell tickets until the videos took off.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
My 600-pound life.
Yeah, it was like, well, before 600-pound life, like I already had a little following from doing rants. People just like to see me pissed off. Just like to hear me talk. They just like to hear me talk
Get
shit.
you going, yeah.
So I had like, you know, maybe 200,000 followers from that. But when I did that 600-pound life,
Took off.
bruh, and that was by accident. I don't even watch that show.
Really?
I don't watch that show.
Really?
They have to tell me when it come on. I don't
Shut
know.
up.
Bruh,
I believe it though.
I don't like.
The videos.
You seen the show?
I've definitely seen it. I've seen it.
I can't watch it too long, but I seen it.
But it's, again, it's something you just don't argue with. It's just
Yeah.
if God do something, so He give you something that easy to live good off of, nigga, take that shit.
So I want to touch back to going through memory lane. I think you said 2012 was your first stand-up, right? That you did, right? I go back, I remember back in 2000, that was my first time playing football, right? I was 9 years old, nervous as hell before every game, right? It's like you get those jitterbugs before the game, right? You kind of anticipate it, right? And then you get to high school and it start to calm down, right?
Yeah.
You get to college, like, so you get better every time. By the time I was about a sophomore, junior high school, nervousness went away, right? I was kind of prepared. I felt good in what I wanted to do and my preparation for that. From your first show up into who you are now, what would you say the biggest difference on your preparation and probably your mental state on where you was at then compared to what things are at now for you?
I still get nervous as fuck, but the difference is now I'm not really I don't go to too many stages where, you know, they don't know me and they don't know what to expect. So it kind of make it a little easier. Right. But you know, back in the day, I used to have to, you know, look over, you know, what I want to talk about.
Right.
Nah, not anymore. I think now it's just more so my prayer and just having my me time. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Talk to us a little bit about that me time. What is that me time for you?
Just being away for a minute, give me a chance to listen to a couple songs, a couple of my favorite songs, you know, saying my prayer, taking a few deep breaths, and that's it. Just, you know, staying away from anything that could excite me in the wrong way. Like I don't get on social media, none of that. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't need nobody to call and give me no bad news or ask me for nothing or, you know, just whatever. I don't need no
country
girl.
for real.
You know what I'm saying?
You country
I don't
for
need
real.
no girl screenshotting shit
Right.
about who is this before I get on stage. No shit like that. So, you know, I kind of try to remove myself away from life as much as possible and just zone in. And then when I get off stage, we can handle all the other shit.
Stand up is the number one. Stand up or the videos. If you have to choose, stand up.
I'll leave them videos alone, but they sell tickets.
Right.
So,
So check this out. I want to do this real quick. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up, but I want to do this real quick because you know, we're gonna put you in as the headliner, right?
Okay.
You the headliner, and
Big. Is
you
this
have
debate time right
it's
here?
debate time. I lost
I
one
like
of these
this
the last
segment. I
week,
like
so
this.
I
I
want
won
you
up.
know
I won up, by the
you
way.
won
I
up.
won
We're
up,
gonna
Justin.
fix
I
that
won up
again.
on.
We're gonna fix that.
Okay.
So you the headliner, and you have a choice, dead or alive, of 4 comics that are gonna open for you, right? These 4 comics, you know, obviously they're your favorites. They're who you want to open up, but even more strategically, they give a glimpse of your influence across your lifetime. And they would be able to help you, almost like an album, right? You get to the single, but them songs before kind of help you lead up to what that single is. What are those 4, who are those 4 comics, dead or alive, that are opening up for you if you had the choice?
It's kind of crazy because at first you had me, you was like, with the favorites, or okay, cool. I give you 4, dead or alive, cool. But then you switched it over to you said that, you know, basically kind of had an influence on me or
Right.
whatever.
We got to be different here. Keep
See
it
it.
book. We
I
got to
see
be a
it.
little
Got a little
different. That's it.
Different. I like that switch
That
up
had
too,
an
throwing.
influence on me. If I had to pick 4,
4.
okay, definitely Bernie Mac, Red Fox, Robin Harris,
Cool. Classic, though.
Definitely a classic.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. It's a good list.
Bernie Mac, Red Fox,
good
Robin
list.
Harris, Eddie
But,
Murphy.
you know, far as just like not influence me, that didn't influence me in it or whatever, if I had to do a show and have some people open for me or whatever, it'll definitely be 4 Atlanta comedians.
Yeah.
So who the 4 Atlanta
Yeah, who
comedians
the-
then?
yeah,
Tell
who
us
the-
that.
Definitely be
There's a different list. Give us that list
yeah,
now.
Nav Green.
Okay,
Yeah.
now, yes,
Nav
sir.
Green, definitely. Shima Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. My dog Clay over there.
Big
Yeah.
Clay. Big Clay.
Yeah, and K-Dub.
That's what's up.
Definitely.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Definitely.
That's what's up.
It's love,
Unless you have something else, last question I
man.
want to get to you, and then we'll go through the statement of talking to the kids. How is it being in that room all the time, that 85 South family? You know,
Bruh.
because I've been rocking with Chad for a while. You know, I've been there from the beginning. I've been able to watch that maturation of not just him, but just the entire, you know, brand, right? And it's something that I'm proud of as a friend, but it's also something that you look at, you marvel. Ain't nobody ever done anything like this, and I don't
No.
think it's gonna be for to innovatively start something like that.
Bruh.
I want to know, like, what is it like to be around them all the time, whether it's on the road, whether it's in the building, you know, what is it like?
It's crazy you asked me that. I stopped going to therapy when I got around them.
That's how we're going to set this one off?
Chill.
I don't even want to get too deep.
Come on, man. Let it out, man. We're going to set this on therapeutic,
Yeah, but you know,
huh?
like, this
Come
is, like, bro, this is the very first time in my life that I've ever felt wanted or somewhere I belong with such a distinct group of people. Like, bro, it is amazing. It is, I can't even really describe, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it is one of the most, it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like being around the whole entire group. And I don't mean just, you know, the comedians. I'm talking about the PAs, the execs, just everybody from the videographers, the photographers, everybody that is a part of the group offers something. And it's just so much love and positivity and just, bruh, it's like, that is the only place that I go and I'm never ready to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is one amazing place, and that is something that I know is orchestrated from above because, bro, to have that many black people together and ain't nobody trying to step on nobody, ain't no drama, ain't no, nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
rip nobody apart or stop somebody from eating. Everybody's trying to uplift everybody and help one another. Bruh, I've never in my fucking life seen nothing like that at all.
Right.
And there's no egos. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, I don't see any.
That's
And it's
crazy.
just
Shout
like,
out to
it
them,
is-
man.
it is
Shout out to that whole
definitely-
family, man.
It is,
For real.
it is, literally, bro, I stopped going to therapy. Tomorrow makes a year that I've signed the contract with them. Like, I've been around them my whole career. Like,
Hey man, shout out to that first
Yeah,
year,
you
my
know what
dog.
I'm saying?
Shout out to that first year,
I
man.
used to babysit for Lowe's and Shima when they was on the road before my career kicked
Right,
off.
right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
big, man.
Me and Fly, we started around about the same time. Me and Nav, we are just like fucking brothers. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I've been around for a minute. You know, it's like me and Clay, we got a relationship before I even came around,
Nice,
before
man.
85 even jumped out. We was on the road getting pennies and peanuts together.
Yes,
so you
sir.
know what I'm saying? Just like, it's just where I fucking belong. And it's the first place I've ever felt like that I belong. So yeah, it's a real family, bro.
Hey man, I think it means a lot for you to talk about not even needing the therapy no more, to be surrounded by a lot of guys like yourself
Yes.
to kind of help uplift your spirit.
Yes.
I applaud that, brother.
Yeah,
that
for
inspired
real.
me,
No,
man.
seriously.
That really
Seriously.
did, dog.
For real,
Seriously.
for real. Like it's amazing, bro. Like literally, I didn't realize that I didn't need it no more. You know what I'm saying? Because of just what they offer. It's just like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, that's dope.
So check this out. We're gonna wrap it up in a little bit, but I want to do one thing because we've done this and I think it's been pretty successful. So
Yes, sir.
you have children?
no,
Okay.
not yet.
So
Not
you
yet.
talking to young Justin, right? We talking to young Justin.
Justin
and
Jr., huh?
We're gonna get him away from some of the things that you know you went through, even though it made you who you are.
Right.
You know, you want to be a little proactive and help relay things from your transition that you can help him out with. So, there go your camera. Like, if you would speak to that brother for about a minute and just let him know, you know, how to handle your transition from where, you know, from DeSoto to Atlanta to being a part of a mega family of comics right now.
Be patient. Stay tuned. It definitely get greater later, and this is a story. Only the first few chapters is the bad side.
Love.
I promise you. Just keep on reading. Happily ever after does exist.
Don't get no better than that. Don't get no better than that. Don't get no better than that. Hey, man, I thank you. We thank you coming
Appreciate
in,
it,
man.
dog.
Appreciate the time, dog. Like that was a little different. Hopefully it was a little different for you to get some of that
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
off
yeah.
your
Well,
chest, man.
Definitely, man.
You
I
know?
fuck with that. I appreciate it.
Opened
Nah,
up with us today,
absolutely.
dog. We definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
For real.
And I think we can safely say a buck was kept.
Yeah, because I'm glad, you know, this is what it was. Cause I thought y'all was been trying to have me working out or some shit. Y'all, and you can tell I don't.